So there's a lot going on in the world of crypto, y'all. So Sam Bankman-Fried of FTX was arrested in the Bahamas. The United States talked to the authorities in the Bahamas, and they said, look, we're going to arrest this guy. You know, can you extradite him? He was supposed to talk in front of the House Financial Services Committee a day later, but now he's arrested, so that ain't happening, and they're charging him with fraud. I think they're going to throw the books at him. You know, that's fantastic. He was running a high-level scam where, you know, billions and billions of dollars are missing. There's a lot of lower-class and middle-class people who lost everything in this. Look, as well as some rich investors. And, you know, one of the things that you see is a common occurrence in the U.S. is that people often get away with screwing over working-class people, but as soon as you embarrass rich elites, that's a different story. Look at Bernie Madoff, for example. So, looks like SBF is going to go down. But now we have, you know, a shockwave going through the rest of crypto world. So this is in Market Insider. Crypto exchange Binance freezes withdrawals of stablecoin USDC as rattled investors pull $2 billion in funds. Whoa. So, USDC is a cryptocurrency that's like pegged to the value of the dollar, so they call it a stable coin. And I saw a whole bunch of tweets, basically with like hair on fire, all caps, saying, everybody pull your money out of Binance now. Because, you know, people fear that perhaps they don't have the liquidity they need either. Obviously, FTX didn't. He was running a giant scam. He kind of admitted to a Ponzi scheme months ago. But you know, CZ, as they call him, the guy who's the head of Binance, we don't really know exactly what the situation is with the finances of Binance. So I think people in crypto world are freaking out. And then there's also a separate investigation ongoing into Binance, which may also be contributing to people looking for the exit. So here, let's go through some of this article. Binance has temporarily paused withdrawals of a major stablecoin after customers pulled over $2 billion in funds, as worries about the crypto exchange's stability grow after the collapse of FTX. The world's largest crypto exchange will freeze all withdrawals of USD coin while it conducts a token swap to boost its holdings of the dollar-pegged token, CEO CZ said Tuesday. On USDC, US dollar coin, we have seen an increase in withdrawals, the Binance boss, commonly known as CZ, tweeted. Binance has faced questions over transparency about its reserves and reports of an imminent investigation by U.S. prosecutors in recent days, which have rattled some crypto investors in the wake of the collapse of now bankrupt rival FTX. Binance requires traditional fiat currency held by a New York bank to swap some of its Paxos Standard and Binance USD stablecoins for USDC. So that it has sufficient holdings of the token for withdrawals to continue. Quote, the banks are not open for another few hours, he said. We expect the situation will be restored when the banks open. All right, so let me pause now to say, people who have money in Binance better hope that's true. Because remember, you had Sam Bankman-Fried said like similar things when people were pulling their money out of FTX. Like, oh, we definitely got enough money to make everybody whole. And then they didn't. And so, you know, there's a lot of people right now hoping that CZ is not bullshitting here and they really do have the reserves that they need. USDC has its value fixed at $1, and it is used by some crypto traders as a place to park their cash at times of high uncertainty or volatility. The stablecoin maintained its dollar peg Tuesday, while Binance Coin, a native token that is seen as reflecting customers' trust in the exchange, had slipped 5.12% to trade at just under $269 at last check Tuesday. Binance halted USDC withdrawals after customers pulled over $2 billion worth of cryptocurrency from the exchange Monday, according to data from blockchain intelligence platform Nansen. So look, is there effectively another run on the bank here? And is this going to continue? And we may find out if he indeed has the reserves that he needs. Those withdrawals came after top accountants and legal experts slammed a proof of reserves report published last week where Binance claimed its Bitcoin holdings were over-collateralized, which would mean it held more than enough of the token to cover its losses in a case of a default. U.S. prosecutors are revving up to charge CZ's crypto group for violating anti-money laundering regulations from 2018 and onwards. Reuters reported Monday. The report said Binance processed over $10 billion worth of illegal payments in 2022. In follow-up tweets Tuesday, CZ called on Binance customers to avoid acting based on FUD, which is an acronym for the feelings fear, uncertainty, and doubt that crypto bulls believe drive some traders away from the digital asset space. Crypto investors are on alert for any sign that the problems that helped pull down FTX could spread to other platforms. The now bankrupt crypto exchange collapsed after facing a liquidity squeeze, and over 1 million customers may have lost money, according to NPR. At the request of the U.S. authorities in the Bahamas, they talk about how they arrested FTX, and Binance representatives declined to comment further on this story. So, look, we had Matt Stoller, who's sort of like an economic expert. We had him on Crystal Kyle and Friends when the original FTX scandal happened. And what he says, in no uncertain terms, is that all of crypto is basically a scam. And it's all going to go belly up. It's all going to collapse. It's just a matter of when that is. Now, am I as strong in the proclamation as he is? No. I mean, I could see him being right. I could, but I don't know for sure if he's right. But I will say this about crypto. I was always kind of agnostic on it. Like, I understood some of the arguments for it, but I never never bought any crypto. And one of the red flags to me was it's called cryptocurrency, and nobody really uses it as a currency. So they're just using it for speculation, which is super sketchy. And then also, I was led to believe that, hey, with crypto, it kind of acts as like a hedge against the dollar, in the same way that people buy precious metals, like they buy gold, and in times of recession, the gold goes up. It's like, well, this is like a more stable kind of currency. It's something that, it's in limited supply, so the asset always has high value, especially in times of recession or if there's inflation or whatever. And when inflation hit, crypto did not get stronger, it immediately got weaker. And so that's this isn't working in the way that I was led to believe it would. So it's very clear that it looks like the bubble's bursting a little bit, at the very least. It may even be worse than that, in that all the top players are basically all con men and scam artists. FTX certainly was, or SBF certainly was of FTX. We'll see what goes on with this guy, CZ. Does Binance actually have the reserves they need? Because there's certainly a run on the bank going on right now. And this could get real ugly real fast. And the other thing that you're seeing is, with the increase in interest rates, that's also popping a lot of bubbles. Because there's really not as much free money effectively floating around the economy anymore. So all the speculative things are going belly up. And so, well, crypto's speculative. So we'll see what happens, but remember, Matt Stoller was very strong in his prediction. This is all gonna, blow up. All of it's blowing up. And I feel terrible for the lower class and middle class people, the working class people who really invested so much time and effort into this stuff and really thought it was their ticket out, and were seeing some returns, and now they're losing it all. That makes me really sad. But I also just want to impress upon people that if you have skepticism, you have sort of an intuition of I don't know if this is really on the up and up. Listen to yourself, man. Believe yourself. Because take NFTs, for example. People are really convincing themselves that a shitty cartoon drawing of a monkey was worth $300,000. Come on. You can't. Any reasonable person looking at that is going to go, this is a little weird. This is a little weird. It's a little strange. And there's a very cultish aspect to it, and similar things with crypto. So, trust your intuition in a sense. If you don't understand what somebody is trying to get you to invest in, but there's a lot of hype around it, actually try to figure out what the fuck it is before you make a move. Don't say, hey, I like this guy. He's in it. My friends are involved in it. I don't fully understand it, but I kind of understand it, and I think the argument sounds, so yeah, let's go for it. No, you need to be actually convinced with logical arguments that you could then in turn explain to other people to make them understand it. Because, I was familiar with a lot of the arguments for crypto, and I was like, maybe, but I don't know, not doing it, right? And the thing that sucks the most is that a lot of the people who got into crypto, they got into crypto in part because they saw the 2008 subprime mortgage crisis and Great Recession. They saw how you basically had a bullshit system. It was a total bullshit system. Wall Street wasn't the smartest guys in the room. They were the greediest guys in the room. And people didn't trust traditional finance. They were correct not to trust traditional finance. But then in turn, you have this whole new economy spring up that the same sorts of issues are arising. The same issues are arising. And it wasn't like, an oasis, a salvation from traditional finance. You just had people being really greedy and con men at the top who wound up screwing people over in a very similar way to traditional finance. So sometimes if something sounds too good, it's because it is too good, and it's not real. Okay, so I feel bad for people. We'll see. I'm more agnostic than Matt Stoller is on whether or not all the fucking crypto is going to go belly up. But it's certainly not looking good for them right now with what happened with FTX, with what's currently going on with Binance. It is possible Binance just fucking blows up shortly as well, in a similar way to what happened to FTX. And if that happens, then crypto is, whoo boy, they are more than on the ropes. They are down for the count in that scenario. So we'll see what happens moving forward. But this is getting crazy. By the way, final point. This week we're having CoffeeZilla on Crystal Kyle and Friends. He did the best reporting about Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. He was ahead of everybody. He's been covering this stuff like a shark, and he'll probably know a lot about the Binance thing as well. And who knows what's going to happen by the time we interview him, right? But it comes out Friday. Who knows what's going to happen by then? Really interesting week to talk to him. I'm really excited about it, and I'm hoping to learn a whole lot more about it because he's the best person to talk to at this moment. So definitely check that out. Crystal Kyle and Friends, CoffeeZilla. Doing great work. Check out his YouTube channel as well. It's wonderful. But it's not looking good right now in regards to crypto. Ever since Adpocalypse, when YouTube defunded all independent news and politics overnight, we haven't trusted them. We know they can pull the rug out from underneath us at any time. If you enjoy this content, please consider tipping $1 or $2 per month on the Secular Talk Patreon. Link in the video description box below. Thanks for your support.